Welcome to another episode of Who This. I got a special guest with me today,
Avery J.
and I'm super excited to introduce him today. We got a lot coming up for him today. So just stick tuned. I said stick tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for what's coming up because we got a lot for y'all today. So I got my guy Luke with me today.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself to the people. What do you want to tell people about yourself today?
There's so many things. I could say.
You're right. It is so many things. But just a little intro from me, from him. Me and this guy, we go back a couple, I might say about like 2 years now.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, about 2 years now. I met him at Apple. It's been so wonderful working with him, and now he's going on to different endeavors with his life. And so I'm super excited to be able to do this podcast with him. And he got a lot of stuff coming up. So
my name is Avery J. I make a lot of music, but I don't release a lot of it, which is why it's a big deal that I actually did. I came out with a song recently called All Alone, and it's really exciting because it's the first song I've made since leaving Apple and kind of stepping out of my comfort zone. Every project I've had before with music, I was scared to include my face in the cover art because I was like, yeah, it's like a separate thing though. And I was kind of embarrassed because it's obviously really vulnerable with emotions and stuff. So this is the first project I've ever really put my face in the branding for. So I'm very proud of it, which is why I'm starting my intro with Avery J. But the other name I go by, my actual name, Luke J. Most people know me by that. I make a lot of videos as well on a variety of platforms. So lots of stuff going on, just like you said.
Yeah, lots of stuff. So Luke, my guy.
Yeah.
Where are you from? Oh my God. For the people who are wondering why we're laughing, just know it's gonna be an inside joke that you ain't gonna know.
Damn.
I lied.
That's crazy.
It'll be in the reels.
It'll be in the reels.
I'm probably gonna do a blooper reel.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Just at the end of the video, just for them. Just to be like,
that's crazy.
Why this shit? You gonna see why. But back to the question. Where you from, my guy?
Where am I from? I'm from DC.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I used to respond to say I'm from the DMV because where are you from can mean 3 different things. It could mean where were you born, where did you grow up, or where do you currently live. And I've noticed you'd think there'd be a consistent one of those that people mean, but it changes.
Yep.
I was born in Virginia, but we moved after I was 10 days old.
That's crazy.
Grew up in DC. And then I lived when I would answer DMV, that was while I lived in Maryland during high school. But now I'm back in DC right now. So technically I'm actually crashing on my buddy's couch in Virginia. So but I don't like to say Virginia. I'm not one of those people that lives in Virginia that says he lives in DC, but also I've grown up in DC. I live in DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in Arlington right now for a fucking second.
Don't
attack me.
So you say you grew up in DC. How long did you grow up in DC before you moved to Maryland?
Well, we moved around. We lived in Missouri for a bit when I was really, really young. But I lived in DC when I was from 7 through. I mean, I just did high school in Maryland, and it was Tacoma, Maryland. We went from Tacoma Park to Tacoma, Maryland, or Tacoma, DC. To Tacoma Park,
yeah,
just cross that little border.
I know.
And even then, I still worked in DC, and all my friends were in DC. I literally metro to DC every day. It was interesting. But no, I mean, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, high school starts at 13.
Yeah. 13.
So I probably moved around
13, 14. Yeah.
13, I guess.
Well, my birthday's late, so I was 13 turning 14 to start 9th grade. So yeah, probably whenever you were turning 14, whatever year you turn first.
Which is so
14.
weird.
Yeah.
Because then I was like, wait, so did I only live in DC for 7 years? But that's not true. And then not to mention after I went to college and then I dropped out, I came back and I lived in DC by myself for the last 3 years.
So yeah, cool 10 years.
Yeah.
Cool 10 years. So how old are you?
Oh, I'm 21, right?
Exactly. That's half your life. You I give you the DC pass. Yeah. From a person who's been here for 20, well, I'm on 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I officially come to DC, I was 3.
Down.
So it's 20 something.
Yeah. I usually don't get all specific about it. It's so weird.
I'm gonna say 24 years.
Wow.
So from a person who had 24 years in DC, I'm gonna give you a DC pass because you
Just hit the mic.
you hit the 10 mark. You know, it's like half your life, so you know so you can only go up. You feel me? The percentage is
Right.
only gonna get higher.
Exactly.
It's not like you were like 30 and then you moved here and then you
Nah.
40 and you only been that's
Nah.
that's different. That's different. Like you actually grew up in the system for a little bit and then you came back afterwards. So you know you get the
And
DC
plus,
pass.
like 7, like because every time people will try and be like, "Well, if you moved here at 7, that means you like really grew up like in Missouri or whatever." I'm like, dude, I don't remember that shit. You're talking about ages 1 through 6.
Yeah.
Does that even count?
I
Like,
might
what are we
say
talking
I'm pretty
about?
sure you don't get consciousness until like 4.
Right.
So
Right.
like you only remember probably like
Wow.
what 2 years if
Oh yeah,
that.
that feels right. I feel like I remember like little bits,
Yeah.
and then for the rest, it's like it's always been DC.
Yeah.
Always. Even when I was in Maryland,
I'm
right
here.
there. We lived on the border. I'm serious. Like my street was like you'd cross the street. Oh, you're in DC now.
Man, what if you go down the street down here, you in Maryland?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. DC is so small.
But,
Yeah.
nah, I feel you on that one.
So that's where I'm from.
That's where you from. This is gonna be so hilarious. So what did you really get started in with first? Was it the music part or was it like making videos?
Videos for sure. I've been making video. Oh, this is a perfect timing. I didn't even remember to do this. We're filming this on a Wednesday. On the Monday that we just passed was my 8-year like anniversary essentially of when I started making videos.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I've been making videos for 8 years now. I can say that. Just crazy. Yeah. And I've been making music for about 4.
Okay.
So certainly videos. I got started out when I really started. Actually, I was making like gaming videos and stuff.
Oh, for real?
I was making gaming
What
stuff.
games were we on?
It was like funny moments type of stuff. So all that kind of stuff. So a lot of Gary's Mod and Grand Theft Auto and all the whatever random game would be popular at the time. But yeah, I played a lot of those kinds of things. Very edited, cut up, which I'm still using those techniques today.
Okay.
But yeah, I started with that and then eventually was like, I don't know, I kind of want to do some more like live action type of stuff with like me actually in it and not just the game.
Okay.
And so I stopped doing that and I completely shifted over to making daily like live action. It was comedy for a long time. I've majority of my career has been comedy.
I feel that.
But now I'm kind of shifting towards not that because I'm just like, all right.
I mean, hey, they be working. They be making me laugh. So
no, hey, there you go. It's just crazy because like I think a lot of it was so like targeted at like kids type of comedy. Like it was very family friendly.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I was certainly like playing a character more than I was just being myself. And I was like, if this is supposed to be like my dream job,
you want to be yourself.
In my dream job, I want to be myself. Exactly. So I shifted over a lot recently to just being myself.
I definitely feel that one. I feel you on that one for sure.
Yeah.
But so like you said that you started off with the video editing. What really got you started in that? Like, did you like really work into like computers or like what's really was your main thing that really got you like started with like editing different things and like with the games and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Because I know for like me, I was really like into my games first, and then that's when I was just like, man, look, I'm playing good. I'm being funny as hell on here. Like, I need people to see this. So like, I started to learn how to edit because of that type of thing. Because mainly before, I was just like one of my friends. I would just like stream and just call it a day and just hope someone would watch the stream.
Sure,
but like now, I try to like really get into it, and make like a good edit for a gaming video now. So like, what was the things that really like got you started to like really start doing that?
Man. Well, with gaming in general, the Wii. Just when I was little, that thing was amazing.
You ain't lying.
Still is amazing.
I'm about to say, yeah, I still be picking that Jake up every night. I used to have a game night. We used to bring that Wii.
Yeah,
bring that Wii. It's gonna start some fights.
Mario Party, the Smash, everything.
Everything.
But eventually, I started watching YouTube. That was obviously the big thing. And it's so interesting. I mean, it's just exploded. It's so crazy how much has changed.
Man, what?
Because it's like you hear like parents or like adults like talking about like, oh, I remember back in my day some shit. And when you hear it, it's like, I can't even imagine that. YouTube feels like my that. Like when I tell my kids, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I've been around older than YouTube. They're like, oh, what?
What?
Because like, I remember it was like, with like YouTubers React and stuff or like YouTube Rewind, like the original ones, it felt like there were like only a couple dozen people that actually did YouTube as their job. And it was like, and now it's like thousands and thousands. I mean, it's Probably millions. It's crazy.
I'm about to say, yeah.
God,
like,
that's crazy.
Like everyone got a YouTube.
God.
And if they don't got a YouTube, then there's something wrong.
Right. It's just crazy. But I remember starting with that. Man, I watched a lot of, Tobuscus playing Happy Wheels and all that. And I mean, a variety of different creators, but I was really into sketch comedy and gaming. And I was like, I can do that. And that's naturally what got me into technology. Cause I was like, okay, what do I need? I couldn't get a job. So the only money I got was like during the winter, I'd like shovel driveways and stuff. During the summer, I could lawn mow. And then I got money on like birthday and Christmas. And that was the only times I made money. So like saving on those days, saving up towards my first computer, saving up towards a good mic. I got a Blue Yeti, classic. But like just a webcam. I got a Sony Bloggy refurbished for like $40. It's terrible. Like, my point is that like I got all these little things. I had been preparing to like start making videos for like 2 years just by saving money and getting stuff before actually then 8 years ago now, like just being like, okay, now that I have everything, I've been preparing this forever. I've invested so much into this, go. And I've made so many videos. It's crazy. It's hard to find a lot of them now, weirdly. Just because of all the transitions I make, I usually will like private a lot of old stuff.
Yeah, same.
And it's hard because it's not always out of like embarrassment, but it's usually just because like I don't want people to like find me off of that and then get the wrong idea of what I'm making now.
I feel that. I definitely
follow for gaming, and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Nah, it's funny that you said that, especially about the webcam thing, because I used to record so crazily. I couldn't afford like nothing. Like I couldn't afford nothing. I couldn't do nothing to get any type of money. Only thing I could do was go to the barbershop during the summer. This is before I got like 13 or 12, but when I was like a little kid, only way I can get money was go to the barbershop every summer, sweep up the hair for people that's cut, and hope people give me a tip. And then at the end of the week, the barber, what was it? The dude who owned the shop, he'll give me $25.
Hey.
So I'll take that $25 and whatever ones I made throughout the week and just like stack it. And then I remember when I got my first computer with that, oh man, it was a laptop. It was even like a all-in-one or nothing. It was just a regular laptop. And I used to take the camera from the laptop, put it in front of the TV, angle it so I can record it, and just record whatever audio came from my laptop mic. Man, I used to post some videos on YouTube and get views. I don't know how. I don't know how.
What?
I don't know how. I private all them junk stuff.
Of course.
I had to.
Wait, are you saying you used it to record your TV screen?
Yes.
Bro, that's the most OG shit you can do. I feel like every kid at some point has been like, how does everyone, it's so crazy now because you can just be like, Xbox, record that. But back then, bro, it was like, how are they doing? It was like a mystery.
I didn't know, bro. I didn't know you had to get a whole capture card.
It was a capture card, and it was like over $100. I'm like, I'm not getting that shit,
man. What
ain't even that good?
Let me use this camera right quick. What are you talking about?
That's so funny,
man. I did that, bro, for like a good my first 10 videos before somebody. I think what was it? What game was I playing? I was playing Battlefield, and like I was like number 7 in the world for Battlefield 3. Like I was playing, when I mean I love Battlefield, it was because Bad Company 2, my cousin put me onto that game. We played that game. I got like really good, but it was an old ass game by the time I got on it. You feel me? Like the game was already dying, but I was really good at it. I was just waiting for the next Battlefield. Battlefield 3 came out. Oh, I played that jank every day, all day. As soon as I left school, I did my homework. That's how you know I wanted to play that game so damn bad. I did my homework at school so I could come home and just give my grandma my homework and go just play the game until it's time to go to bed. She'd be like, it's time for dinner. I ain't hungry. All right. I'm lying like hell, but I don't care. I want to play this game right now. And so like I was like 7th best in the world for that game. And then I think, what was it? EA sent me, they mailed something to my house. Because I had to sign up for like, it was weird because they wouldn't start letting me play no more unless I made an EA account. And so I had to sign up. I had to make an email. And mind you, I'm like 11.
I hated that.
Mind you, I'm like 11 or 12. I'm like, I'm not that old. So I'm like, fuck. And now I got to make me an email account. I had to make me what else I had to make? I had to put my address in and everything like that. A week later,
I get like a fake phone number or something.
Yeah, because I had no cell phone number.
Right.
So then they ended. Oh, I know. I just think I just put my house number. Cause I was like, fuck it, I don't care. I don't care. Like, you're gonna call my house for me? That's fine. So I think, what was it? Like a week after that, I get a fucking letter from them. And they're like, yeah, we want to invite you to this little invitation, for the game at the little headquarters they had. I'm like, oh yeah, my grandma thinking it's a scare. I'm like, nah, I really do this. Like,
really am so good.
Like, I really am this good. She's like, nah, I don't care. You're not going.
Damn.
She's like, I'm not sending no 11-year. I think I had to go to it was either, I forgot what, I think it was like Colorado or something like that. I forget where the fuck their headquarters was, but it was somewhere not on the East Coast. And my grandma was like, and it was paid for. All I had to do was just like,
say yes.
Yeah, basically. And my grandma was like, nah.
At the end of the day, I feel like you probably still wouldn't have been able to go once they figured out how old you were, man.
Man, probably. I would have pulled up and they would have been like, what the fuck? You're the set. They no way.
You literally checked a box saying you were 18.
See,
how dare you?
Like, what? Like, you can't buy this game unless you're 17 and up. How did you get like I know. I already knew. But I was like, I didn't care. Like, 12-year-olds was playing Call of Duty.
Right.
Like, no one cared if I was playing Battlefield. Like, that's not even the most popular game at the time. Like, hey.
That's so funny. Damn. Well, good job. I'm sorry to hear about your loss of not being able to go to the That's crazy.
It's okay. It's okay. I forgot this interview about you. It's not even about me.
No, it's about Battlefront. No. Yeah, bro. That's crazy though. 7th in the world is a crazy statistic for a game like that.
Man,
that was huge.
Man, what?
Yeah.
I was that's probably one of my most proudest moments in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very sad, but but hey, I can be like, yeah, we can play Call of Duty, you can bust my ass, go to the battlefield, a whole different story.
That's crazy.
Let me stop. Let me
crazy, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna say the wrong person hears that. They're like, that's the proudest moment. That's crazy.
My daughter gonna look back and be like,
that's what I was thinking. That's why I didn't want to say it. I'm trying to be
gonna shake her head.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
She gonna shake her head and be like, God damn.
That's probably the proudest I've ever been. God damn.
What about me?
Yeah.
It's like, nah, let me stop. Oh man. Jesus. Oh man. All right. Back to the interview.
Sure.
But we're talking about like a lot of things that like we got you started. But I mean, you kind of touched on it, but if you want to dive a little bit deeper into it, but like, what inspires you like to do your music thing too? Like, what inspires you to really like take off and like do all these different ventures and avenues and like the different works that you're trying to do now?
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked music growing up. That was, I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah,
I know some weirdos that have been like, oh, I don't do music. I'm like, what is that? What?
You don't listen to it at all?
I just don't do that. But I wasn't one of them. I do listen to music, a lot of it. And I did it all the time growing up. And then when I wanted to make videos, I knew before I even started that I would need to know how to edit. I wanted to be self-sufficient, obviously.
Yeah.
And so on my like shitty green Asus laptop, it's $200. I like started learning. I remember, you know, the How It Should Have Ended, like it's like animated.
Oh yeah.
They had like a behind the scenes video. Again, I didn't know shit about editing, but they had a behind the scenes video, and in that video, they're like, you know, we make the assets like this, and then we just load them up into After Effects. I was like, After Effects? What the fuck is that? I got to learn what that is. That's what I need to use. And so I learned about After Effects, Adobe After Effects. That was the first editing software I ever learned. And then come to find out after I moved on to like anything else, I was like, wow, I like started with the hardest one. Like everything, you don't have to like pre-render something to just watch it. You can just press the space bar and it plays. This is crazy. Like, so then I used Sony Vegas for a long time and a bunch of different software.
I remember Sony Vegas.
I love that thing. All that to say, I learned very early on that I want to get this right. I forget who quoted this, and I feel bad, but some YouTuber basically was talking about like, you know, you'll have a lot of creators say, just use your iPhone to get started, like yada, yada, yada. You don't need all this equipment like these big YouTubers have. Just go, go, go. And he's like, and I agree to that to an extent, but there's no point, at least in comedy, there's no point in saying a good joke if nobody can hear it, like understand it. And that was like his testament to like, at least get a good enough mic where people can like hear you.
I feel that.
Because like, what are you even doing? You can put all the effort in the world in that, but if people can't see it well, if people can't hear it well, then it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. And so I got really into sound, especially because a lot of my videos were like I said, funny moments, but it was generally like group stuff. I mean, it's GTA, it's Gary's my prop hunt type of shit. So like, I got really into like, okay, how can I record all of their voices separately, get all of them so I can modulate each one so you can always hear the joke, even if you don't get it. At least you heard it right. You didn't, you know, you just went over your head, but you could certainly understand what he was literally saying, you know, like that type of shit. And the more I got into that, the more it felt like less of an untouchable thing. The music industry is very like fenced. It's very like, oh, you wouldn't get it. You're not a sound engineer. It's like, I study this so much. Like, how is their song louder than this one? It's like, they just got better people. I'm like, what does that mean? So yeah, when I got really into like doing sound, I realized I was like, this is doable. And I really like, I've been writing songs just ever since I was little. And I was like, let me just start doing some of this. And at first I was just making stuff on my own. I had a guitar that I had learned to play a little bit. And I was just making stuff on my own to, I was kind of playing them for my girlfriend at the time. I would just send them to her. She's like, oh my God, like, babe, release these. And I'd be like, no, it's not what I'm doing right now. I'm doing videos. I gotta get back to my gaming videos.
I'm dead.
Yeah. So then eventually I was like, fine. And I did. And I realized it was something, it was almost, it's funny looking back at it now, because I remember when I started doing music, it was similar to me in the transition from gaming to live action. And then I thought it'd be like a hard switch. Like I thought it'd be like, oh, I used to make videos and now I just make music. But as soon as I started making music, I was like, I kind of make some videos. This is weird. Why can't I just do both?
I feel that.
And so clearly I put a lot of my focus and effort into things when I just like I said earlier, I'm an all or nothing kind of person. And so like, that's why I didn't like to do both at the same time, because it felt like I was kind of giving each half my attention.
I feel that.
So this is the first time really ever that I'm focusing on YouTube, but well, I guess YouTube videos and music at the same time. Like generally every time I've come out with a project for like music, I like make it clear like, hey, I'm taking a break from videos for a while so I can focus on music. And then when I finish the project, I'm back making videos. It's like a one or the other type of thing. But right now I'm trying to do both, because I mean, shit, it's my full-time job right now. So like, I gotta be able to make that work.
I feel that.
Yeah, I think the original question was, how did I get started with music? It's just because I loved writing music. I loved singing, although I didn't think I was good at it when I was little. I probably wasn't. And then I learned how to start editing vocals, and I was like, okay, vocals specifically. I'm not a huge like instrumentalist. I usually will license other people's music, things like that. But I love engineering like vocals and harmonies and effects and like echoes and reverb and all that.
Okay.
So yeah, love that shit though. Love making music.
I definitely feel you on that one. I got a studio downstairs. She be feeling neglected because I be busy some days, but I'm like, I'm promise you, I'm coming. I got the time frame. I see it right now where I'm gonna be there for like weeks straight. And I'm like, all right, I'm down there.
No one can talk to you.
No, be like, yo, hey, where you at? Huh? I can't hear you.
I'm doing service.
Not down there. Not in the dungeon.
Yeah.
But nah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Not down there. But so we talked a little about what inspires you, what got you started. What is like the main like message you try to send with like all your different music and different things like that?
That's a really good question. I'm gonna talk about videos for a second first.
That's fine.
Because with videos, I was making this like comedic, lighthearted stuff, and the vibe and the message was very positive. Even if at times I felt as though I wasn't in a good place mentally, I'd still be like, you know, hi, I'm Luke Jane. Today we're doing this. You know, it was very positive, like energetic stuff. And it just started to feel fake, which is why I've transitioned in the way that I mentioned before. But I say that because that's kind of had to rethink like, okay, well, does that mean I don't have a positive message? Like, what are we doing? With my videos, I've really had to shift it to just be, I'm making videos about me. I mean, it's things I'm interested in and it's about my life. And the appeal of it is less so of like a niche of like oh, I like him because he makes videos about insert here. I make videos about all sorts of shit. It's more just like, oh, I like his style of storytelling and video making. That's the goal. Like, even if I don't find this topic that he made a video about interesting, I'll still watch it because I usually like his videos, and he'll probably find a way that I'll like it. And that's what I would like to get like really like known for.
I feel that.
So then moving over to music, I started making music while I was doing like the fake shit on like the fake attitude, I guess, with my videos, because it just felt like such a contrast. It was like a breath of fresh air of like, I'm making something that's allowed to be sad. It's emotional. That's the point. And it's not only normalizing that other people feel like that, but it's that like everybody feels like that at some point. And even if sometimes the message of a song doesn't necessarily like end on a better note than where it started, like it's not hopeful even, it's just straight sad. That's real.
Yeah.
And like people go through that. And I think you can use music like that. I know I have, to like, you can process things. And then that's what helps you get through it. Cause at least you know where you are and you're not faking it. So that's why I love, like, I specifically, my old bio for music was just, I make sad music that sounds good. Because like, it's the kind of music, like pumped up kicks, I feel like, where like, if you listen to it without listening to the lyrics, it's like, oh, this is kind of fun. Wow, you should get this on Target. Like you were talking about. But if you listen the second you listen to the lyrics or read them, it's like, oh God, like this kid's sad.
You know, it's funny that you say that. That's how like people be with like the little Korean songs, the K-pop songs.
They all sound
so bad, but they be talking about the saddest things in the song. Would it be such a high beat song? I feel you on that.
Exactly. And I love that because it normalizes it. It's you don't have to sit in your sorrow. It's just like in my song All Alone, not to plug it, but like it's just so
hey,
like,
go ahead, plug it.
It's the idea of like, you know, I'm sick and tired of being all alone. That's a sad sentence. Jesus Christ. But also it's like the way it is, it's just like, it's just admitting it. It's just like, fuck, dude. I'm sick and tired of it. Okay. But I could get it, dude. You want me to talk about that project? I can go in. That's a whole different thing.
Hey, we can get into it a little later.
Yeah, let's move back to that, because that's not. I'm actually, not to justify anything, but I'm very happy alone right now. I won't lie. I am not sick and tired of being alone. It's just delightful. I've got myself.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you.
it's nice.
Well, I'm glad on that one. But yeah, definitely gonna plug the song All Alone. It's gonna be right here for y'all.
Wow, look at that. There it is.
There it is. This gonna be able to click on it.
Wow, click on that.
But nah, about the little Target thing he was saying. We was talking about it because we listened to it, me and my friends. And we were like, hey, this is a song that's gonna go crazy. No Target moms gonna hear that song and be like, oh yeah.
This is a good one.
This is a good one.
Is this the banger thing you kids say? Is this the banger?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. It's
friendly. It's an approachable song.
I'm about to say you did.
I have some less approachable music that's released and some that's unreleased. That I'm like, let me start with this one. Let me ease into it, because I know that I'm going to release some music, or my mom's going to be like, "What is this? What's going on?" Yeah.
Do I need to get you some help?
There's no guitar in this one. It's just bass. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. Hey, I feel you. I feel you. But since you started, you said it was 8 years since Monday. Yeah. Since then, and then you said 4 years for the music. How much have you feel like you've grown in both of those aspects since you started?
Loads. It's with music, it's hard to not take down old stuff, man. God.
Who you telling, man? I got so many. I got a whole collage of shit I ain't never used yet. I'm already knowing.
And it's crazy because, like, from a numbers perspective, at least with music, I'm not like successful really at all. And I'm fine with that. I'm very happy with like the product itself. And I hope that I can make those numbers go up eventually. But it is interesting because even then, every now and then, I'd say like once every few months, I'll get a DM from like somebody who I know but haven't like talked to him forever. Just a different person. It's like, yo, just want to let you know, I still listen to like this song. Like it came up in my like Spotify Wrapped or like whatever it is. And I'm like, thinking in my head, I'm like, God, I hate that song. But I'm like, that's why I can't take it, because some people are like, well, okay, you removed it. How can I listen to it? I was like,
Uh-huh.
you can't. What a terrible thing for me to do. Take away something that someone loved. So I say that because I feel like I've grown a lot with
Mm,
music, especially. I feel like I'm better lyrically and sonically and just with melodies in general. Not to say though, I do think for the most part my older stuff holds up, but there's some lines, some lyrics that I say that especially without like the context that only I would know,
yeah.
it's just so out of pocket. It's like, what was I thinking if you don't know? Of course I know. And so it's like, oh no, it makes sense because of this shit. But I didn't explain that shit in the song. And so like
Mhm.
I think I'm a lot better at that of keeping everything within the context of the song or the project it's in. And then also just I think my music just sounds way better.
Mm.
But with videos also, oh my God. I won't lie, I've been because I more than anything, I've been editing for 8 years. I haven't even really been filming for 8 years.
Mhm.
There was still like some composition and some things in there that really went into like those gaming videos because I would make like skits in the games and stuff. The Rockstar editor going back later and Garry's Mod to get some shots again. Like I did all sorts of
Nah, I
shit, you
feel you.
know?
I feel you.
But at the same time, it's like definitely not to the same like level of professionalism. But the editing was, I mean, I'd sit there editing 5, 8 hours of video, and just like
Mm.
just going in.
Nah, I feel you.
And I'd be posting like every other day. So that was a lot. That was like my whole life. Yeah. Yeah. I was in on that. I did that
I
for 2 years.
I remember I used to post every day. Oh my god, I felt like I was
Mhm.
gonna die.
But that's what all the algorithms want, man.
I can't.
It's crazy.
I can't. You know how like long I had to pre-make everything. I
Yeah, oh
had to
yeah.
be like three
Yeah, yeah.
months in advance
That's
before
right.
I could do some
Schedule
shit
it
like
out.
that. You feel me? I had to be like, I had to have like a 30,000 episodes ready. Like
Yeah.
it would be
So
crazy.
crazy.
It would be
But
crazy.
I think honestly the way I've grown the most, because I've been mostly speaking to like skills,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the thing I've learned like I've grown the most in is like what it is I truly like enjoy about both. Like I don't make music for the music feels like therapy. And
Mm-hmm.
it's rewarding because it's therapy for other people too.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also just nice to listen to.
Yeah, too.
It's just like fun. It feels good. But it's not the type of thing where like of of putting up my video career versus my music career up against each other. Video wins immediately. I mean, like it's just so much more realistic to get numbers with videos than it is
Mm-hmm.
with music. And that's just something I like accept. And I think that's something I wasn't accepting when I started making music. I was like, how can I get these numbers up? And it's like you're either lucky or you're not. And you can do
Mm-hmm.
everything you can, and you should, but like make it because you like it. That's the
Yeah,
whole point of what we're doing here.
basically. And one of them gonna be a hit one day.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be cool.
Hey,
That'd be cool.
look,
Yeah.
you got a Target song in the brewing right now. I'm telling
Hey,
you.
hey.
You got a Target sponsorship in your caller. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They go like, how much to play this song in all our stores?
Yes. There it is. I gotta get the call from Target, bro.
Nah, for real. It's coming. It's coming.
No, I mean yeah. There's a lot. But I think again, the biggest thing, especially with video, I learned was that like when I was making videos daily, when that was because there was a time when that was my job.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to go in with that. But essentially I was working for a company that hired me to like make videos for their platform. And it was a time where I could make them whatever I wanted to, but I only got paid a certain amount if they did well enough. So I got very into like optimizing them. So like, okay, we started with what I wanted, but with every video, I'm trying out something new that I didn't necessarily want to do, but I think it'll make the video do better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine on the surface. But 100 iterations later, I was finally like legit like successful. I was like, if I keep making this kind of video that I'm making right now, this could be my job, literally. Like before Apple, before everything. Like this could just be it. And I realized I was like, but the whole point of why I was doing this was so that like I don't get stuck in like a grocery store. Like I'm doing a job that like is the dream job. I'm like, this video that I'm making right now is not the dream. I've been like the last 5 videos I had posted, I wasn't proud of. I just knew they would do well. And then sure enough, they did. And I was like, but they're so bad. Like, I don't like them.
I feel you.
And so I just had to stop everything. I was like, what are we doing? This is
Mhm.
defeating the purpose.
Mhm.
Especially just the way these algorithms like are all about recommendation now rather than like
Mhm.
subscription feeds or something.
Mhm.
Like if I ever made a video that was anything but that kind of video, dead, no numbers. And I was like, so it's not like I can even convert these people. Like, why am I wasting all this time?
Oh no, I feel you.
That's the biggest thing I've learned is like, if you're gonna full send it on something, don't make compromises that change it from what it originally was. Like you gotta, it's the stupidest shit because everyone, literally everyone creatively tells you. I feel like I've been told this since I was just a boy, little boy, just a boy. But like, oh yeah, make sure you enjoy the thing without money first before getting to the money. That should, like, you should be able to do this the rest of your life while having a full-time job or part-time job or whatever, and love it that much that you keep doing it. And it's like, yeah, but I'm gonna make money, but it's gonna be fine. And it's like, what? That's unrealistic.
You gotta like it first. You definitely do.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing, and I love my music, and that's what matters. It's so sad. It's so sad. It's not sad, but it's embarrassing. People are like, who's your favorite artist? And I'm like, I like my own music. What's wrong with that? Like, I should. If I don't like my music more than any other artist, then I'm not doing what I want.
I feel that.
That being said, there's mostly just unreleased. Like, like I only have like 8 songs. Like they're out. Like I listen to a lot of other music, but it's just funny.
Nah, I feel you on that one. It's funny that you said that because like one of the things that helped us like start talking was because of music. Because like at work, I would literally just like be playing like one of my playlists that I play. And then he walked over, he's like, "You listen to Logic?" I was just like, "Yeah, that's what I got." And he was like, "Ain't no way." And then that was like one of the very first things for us to like really start talking, getting to know each other. And so just seeing how he's involved, like since I met him then, sending him beats, seeing the different songs that he's made, it's been crazy. So just seeing that growth, and I feel you on like the music part earlier when you were saying just like how it makes you feel and stuff like that, like, and then connecting with it, because like a lot of days, like when I'm just like down and out, I just come up here, cut the speaker on, play whatever playlist is playing and just get to working. And just like most of the times, like the music just like decompresses, de-stresses me out from like whatever bull crap I had from that day and things like that. So like, I feel you on that one for sure.
Right.
Definitely feel you for that one, I'm sure.
And de-stressing you in turn helps you focus more.
Exactly. You feel me?
Man, I remember in middle school, there was this like experiment we did in like a science class, because this was like before it was super normal, like before all like the 24-hour like lo-fi live stream and shit. Like where it was like, don't play music while you're working. That's insane. You're never gonna get anything done. And I remember they did an experiment with science teachers talking the whole time about like, you're not going to get as much stuff done. You're not going to get done faster. In fact, we're going to run a pop quiz today. And everyone's like groaning and shit. But what they did was they made 2 pop quizzes, same subject category, but different questions. So you couldn't just copy and paste. And the idea was that with the first one we did it in silence. You had a minute. And we'd see how far you go. She didn't say this was the case. We were just doing it. And she'd be like, "Time's up." And we were all like, "What?" And she was like, "Okay, you have page 2. Here we go. Go." And while it was playing, she played Gangnam Style. I was like 5th or 6th grade. And so that just starts playing to prove her point. We didn't know what she was doing. But all these fucking kids, bro, were like, "Oh, fuck, Gangnam Style." Like fucking just zoomed through that shit because they were like bouncing, dude. They were excited. And then she finished it and she was like so like baffled. And then she just straight up like she just told us the whole plan where she was like, "This was supposed to be an exercise to show you that listening to music like slows you down, but all of y'all like did way better when I was playing Gangnam Style. It's so interesting." I was like, "Yeah," and I don't know why it like engraces me so well.
Nah, it's crazy because like, and it wasn't that type of experiment, but I know they actually did a study of just like what type of music you listen to when you do study and stuff like that. So they were saying like whenever you're just trying to, answer stuff, it's real good to listen to music that has words in it, because like you just like free flowing, you just letting your brain like just flow. You're not really thinking too hard, and then you be like, "Oh, that's the answer to that you're reading." And then with when you're like studying, when you're trying to like bring in information, they say it's really good to listen to music without words. That's because a lot of times you get the lyrics mixed up with what you're reading, so you really don't remember it well. But when you listen to just like a lo-fi beat or just like an instrumental, and then start studying.
So interesting.
Yeah, so like I read studies about that because I was really into like how to get better at studying, and then like my music too and stuff like that. So I was just like, is it something about that? Because like I swear, because like when I listen to lo-fi, And while I'm studying, I can remember everything. But when I be like a regular playlist on,
you can't focus.
I'm not there crazy.
It's if you're trying to do something where that
Yeah.
helps out a lot.
For sure. Definitely.
I mean, it's like
for
working
sure.
out.
Yeah.
Like legit.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Now to the fun part.
To the fun part.
To the fun part.
Shit, I don't know what's happening.
We talked about a little bit earlier. You say you want to deep dive in it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get to talk about my recent stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your latest project.
Yeah.
All Alone.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Let's
it.
do it.
It just came out.
Yeah.
Tell the people about it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So story time. I love stories.
Story time.
You know.
I love stories too.
This is a pretty brutal story, if I'm being honest, but it's just the way it happened, so I like to share it that way. I dated someone on and off for a long time, and to be transparent, the reason it would be off was because of them. I was never the one that was like, I'm done or anything. And so I always felt like kind of like left, and it was like, shit, like what? I thought we were learning something or trying something new. And so that happened like 3 times. It was nuts. We were on and off for like 2 years, I think, 2 or 3 years. And eventually, after the last time we broke up, which was right when I joined Apple, actually, which is crazy. Then I just hustled. Eventually, they hit me up again, like months later. Like, and they said some words I say in the song are verbatim what they say, which is crazy. It's just crazy of me, I know. But I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm not gonna name names. I'm not gonna like ruin this person's life or anything. But what happened was it was actually on Valentine's Day this year. Yeah. It was on Valentine's Day. They basically sent a message, you know, the classic, like, hey, like, can we call? I was like, no, that's crazy. And they were like, I was like hanging out with my buddy, and they were like, and she was just like, come on, like we really like the miss you shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was just in shock because I remember the third time I was like, yeah, there's no chance she's ever like, this is ridiculous. And if she does, like, I don't even know what she's on at that point. So when she did, I was like, I like was so shocked. I had to put my phone down and like do all this crazy. I'd like cut off all sorts. And I just remember I was with my friend. I was like, not even like furious, but I was just so like genuinely confused. Like, how could you possibly think that way? How could you let someone go so many times and then be like, just please, don't you think we're meant to be together and like all this crazy stuff? I was like, what's going on? Like, cause I know her really well. Like, this is a real person. This isn't like a joke. And so I just thought about it for a while. And so the misconception, the reason I was laughing about that song is because, you know, a lot of people, this happens every time I drop music, but I get a lot of texts like, hey, great song, but are you okay? I'm like, I'm fucking fine. Almost all my music, of course there's exceptions, but almost all my music is songs that are telling a story that I'm either making up that may have similarities to my life, but I never like to make songs that are directly about something exactly happening in my life because then it's too personal. Like, it's usually a story I make up a fake character, everything, but it's something that I can emotionally understand. So at least it's like genuine and real to that respect.
Yeah.
So
you're creating your own show.
Exactly. Or it's someone else's perspective. That's what that was. It was me being like, why would she possibly come back to me after doing that 3 times? Like, I don't understand. And then I landed on the line, I'm sick and tired of being all alone. I'm like, she doesn't miss me as much as she just hates being alone. And she wants the comfort of someone she just knows well. That's got to be what it is. And so that's what the song is. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because like I'm sick and tired of being all alone. I don't know why I can't leave it alone. Because every time I leave you on your own, I kick and try to tell you that I've grown. And then the next line is nuts because this is where I cut myself some slack. Right? Because again, it's from their perspective. I'm saying, I know I'm torturing you. I'm sorry you're exhausted. Because I was exhausted. I'm like, you can't be serious. How are you doing this again? So
4th go around spinning the block again.
So that's what that song is really about. All Alone is about, and it's not to like put that person down. It's not to say that that's not okay, but it's to say like, it was my aha moment of like, oh, that's how this is possible. That's why they're doing that. And it was just like such a sad revelation, but also just like, that's real. And that's something people go through all the time. That's something I know I've been through, where it's like not to the same extent, but like after being separated from someone, being like, God, I need them back. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
because of them, it's because you just don't like being by yourself.
I
Like,
feel that. Yeah.
so I'm very happy with not just how that project was made, but then how it turned out. I love how it sounds sonically, like just the way it's bumping. I got this awesome dude Josh to help me out with the master for it, which is great. He made those drums really push through, so it's just a vibe the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that's it. The hardest part about the recent stuff has just been like, and this is something I've always kind of struggled with, but it's just like the comparison game of like people being like, because immediately what people want to do, especially when you're a small artist, oh, I like this track. You sound like this person. And I'm like, can I just sound like me? Like shit. And I understand it. Like they mean well. It's just like, fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Like I'm trying to make my own shit.
And
So yeah, it's hard because of course there's always similarities to other songs you can make, always.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, like I mentioned kind of earlier, like this is a very intentionally like happy, like I would say like basic song, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with things that are basic. But for the most part, like that's the vibe. And so like I'm just getting compared to like a lot of like really like you said, your friends thought I was like Adam Levine.
That had me dying, bro. Realize that who the lead singer of Maroon 5?
That's
who this man sound like. He gonna go crazy at Target. I promise you, I was crying. I'm sorry that because like I didn't even hear. I didn't even hear that until like. I
don't hear Adam Levine. Bro.
I did not.
He's so much higher than me.
I didn't expect that. That Jake threw me so to left field. I started playing Adam Levine. I was like, what's the last Maroon 5 song I gotta listen to?
That's crazy.
That was hilarious. Yeah. I can't lie. That one was funny.
Yeah. All Alone.
It's out now.
Yeah, it's out. It's out. Follow me, Avery J, Avery space Jay.
It's gonna be in the description,
and it's also right there.
And I'm gonna type it out for you too.
Wow. There it is. But no, I mean the other, I guess, element of it was the marketing. It was so interesting this time because I mentioned to you earlier off camera, but this has been the first time I've been making or coming out with a single, and it's been my full-time job. Like, sure, I'm not making. To be clear, I've got plenty of savings, and I'm just coasting right now, trying to make art and like figure out what it is I really want to do with my career. And like during that period, though, like realizing I don't have any other responsibility but this single right now. What am I doing? And like being like, well, I'd like for the cover art to include my face, but it's tricky because I want it to also fit the vibe. And generally, whenever I'm on camera, I'm very like, if I'm not positive, I'm at least very like, I'm presentable. Yeah. Even now it's tricky. I talked about in my last video about leaving Apple, but like sometimes I'll hyper pronounce words. I'm trying to be as comfortable as possible right now. Like I'm slouching and everything, you know?
Hey.
But generally, like I'm very like, you know, yeah. And so that's why I pronounce my words more so that it doesn't get confused when people are listening. And I'm trying to let that go a little bit. But yeah, no, it's just so interesting, like being like, okay, so how can I get me to feel like Avery, to feel like the song? And so it was so funny though, the creation process just felt so natural, where I was like, I kind of like the idea of me like kind of looking off, like, and looking like a little bit of a mess and just being vulnerable. I actually, in the cover, I'm not wearing a shirt, but it only cuts off like here because in public, I'm actually not very comfortable, like not wearing a shirt. But that's why I was like, I feel like that's kind of fucking like, it's vulnerable. Like that's the whole point of the song. But I literally just sat on my buddy's floor, set up my iPhone in RAW, put a timer, did the fade, took a couple photos like that, went back to my computer, edited for like an hour, and it was done.
Wow. And
I was like, that was so real. Like that was just easy. And that's the best thing. I did that with that, and then I also made a new profile picture because I guess I could rebrand. And then also when I was in Iceland for a trip earlier this year, which is crazy. I didn't tell anyone about this, but while we were out there, I knew I was going to release this song at some point. And this is like the closest I'm always in a city. So it's the closest I really ever am to like being all alone.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey mom, you want to film me dancing around singing a song you don't know? And she was like, sure. I was like, okay, I'm going to take my shirt off now. She's like,
What?
why? And I was like, just film me. She's like, this is weird. I'm like, yes, exactly. But like having promotional material ready before a release happens, it's so basic. It's so obvious that you need to do it. But I think while I simultaneously would love for like my music to be recognized and like known,
Mm-hmm.
I think I've always like been like semi-afraid of that too.
Mm.
But just like then like people like it's like people know me more. And I'm like, God, you know so much about me before I even know you or something like that.
I
Like
feel you.
I feel like I know a lot about different artists that I listen to. But if I
Mhm.
walked up to them, they wouldn't know who the fuck I am. And yet I know everything about them. I know their
yeah.
father. I know that like I know all this crazy shit that they've talked about. And it's like, man. So I guess I've just been nervous about that. But same way I was nervous about putting my face in art. If this is what I'm doing, I gotta let go. This is the plan.
Mhm.
So
I feel
yeah,
you on that one, man.
All Alone streaming now.
Streaming now.
Yeah, on everything.
We're gonna plug this whole video.
Oh yeah.
So you
Oh,
might
yeah.
get annoyed at this, but we
YouTube.com/LukeJTV. Give that one a look as well. Making some great videos. You know.
Anything else you want for?
There's all sorts of things, man. A lot has changed in the last month.
And a lot's coming.
A lot's coming.
So we talked about a little bit about the latest thing you just dropped.
Yeah.
You kind of talked a little bit about it, but what was your favorite? I would say this then. I'm gonna reword the question for you.
All right.
What's your favorite part about what you do? So like out of your videos, making music, all that. What's your favorite thing about the different things you do, or what's your favorite aspect about it? Yeah, I got you thinking today.
It's flawed.
Mm.
It's flawed. That's my favorite thing. It's imperfect. It's not a production. It's not a ton of people. It's impressive because one guy did it, pretty much all of it.
Mm.
I think there's an element of that, not even for recognition that I like long for or something like that. It's more just like, especially now with all this AI jumbo stuff going around,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan personally. I find, although that like there's like respectfully, there's like tools and things that you can use for AI that are absolutely valuable. I think when it comes to art, so much of the value behind it is because another human made it. And there's like that, especially with music, it's emotion.
Mm-hmm.
It's emotion. Sure, if you want AI club music, go for it. I don't care. But like if you want something that's like real,
Yeah.
and that's why I like my art so much. I call both my music and my videos art, even though there's so different things. And sometimes my art for a video is me just talking about like a new feature on the iPhone. I did that the other day, and that's considered art. What? But it's like, yeah, sure it is. I may make a mistake or I may not make a mistake, and that's completely up to me just being human. It's kind of that was a little much, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that like if an AI or something like that was trying to come off as human, it would intentionally make a mistake, which then makes it still perfect. Like there's just something so valuable and raw to me about the fact that like humans are just emotional fuck ups. They're like we no matter how hard we try to make something perfect, the only way we really do that in the end of the day is like when we make robots or computers or machines that can do perfect things. So we can't. And I love that. I love that my videos are like, or like little like lens flares, or when like something isn't like properly done. I try my hardest to make everything perfect in the videos and the music, and you can always find a mistake somewhere. I don't know them always. Like I don't know any mistakes with All Alone or my last video because that's my most recent stuff. But I know in a year I'll look back and be like, man,
I could have did that. I feel you.
So
I feel you.
My favorite thing about it is just how real it is. It's absolutely, at least now, 100% me. And I just feel so natural about expressing myself through that. Like it's an extension of me. I love that. People tell you to not have your art. Like don't value yourself based on your art because you're more valuable than your art and all that. And it's like, while it's true, like you are absolutely as an artist or as just as a person more valuable than some art you made. I absolutely feel like an extension to my art. Like it's a part of who I am. If you watch all my videos or if you listen to all my music or both, you might as well just know me. Like that is me.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love that.
Hey, we getting deep into it today.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You asked.
Hey. So we talked a little bit about what's your favorite part. So what's some of the goals that you were looking for and that you may be striving to get with like your music and your art and everything like that?
That's easy. That's an easy one. I was gonna say creative fulfillment, but also like that's not realistic. Like fulfillment will never happen. I'll always want more. I'll always want to do something else, which I think is great. But what I more so meant when I was thinking that, I want to be in a position where I'm making the stuff I want, like I am now, and I just want to keep doing that. I'm very happy with where I am right now. I would like to ramp it up a bit, and that's the plan. I have a lot of plans to do that in like the coming months, like maybe in the coming months, like very, very soon. The rate of videos and the rate of singles that come out from video and audios respectively are gonna like ramp up a lot. And I'm very excited about that because it's a hard line to balance between quality over quantity and things like that. But if you can lock down the quality and ramp up the quantity without changing the quality, as long as it's something that actually makes you happy and it's not something you feel obligated to do, I think it's so valuable. Yeah. So with all that, I get deep. I go into it.
Hey.
My goal would then be, and it's sad because like it's not on the surface. It sounds worse than it is. At least maybe just in my head. It's such a basic thing, but money, man. But that's the thing though. It's like so weird because it's like it's not. I don't even know what I would use money for. I don't want money like that. Like not like that. I don't need to be a fucking millionaire. I don't need to be. I could be poor. I don't give a fuck. Truly. As long as I can afford what I need to live and I have some kind of budget for creative stuff. Like that's been honestly the hardest thing now about living off of savings. I'm already very frugal. Like I hate spending money. Which is the only reason why this works. But like anytime I wanted like something for like a shoot, I saw some like some clothes that I could have. And it's good to have clothes. I think we can agree.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to have.
I have too many, but yeah.
I don't have enough at all. And I was like, I should buy some. It's like, yeah, but I'm getting by with the amount that I have. Like, it's so hard to justify that shit. Like, I'd like to have enough so that I'm not like really like that. Like, I'd like to be able to. But no, I mean, at the end of the day, the only reason I care so much about money, at least nowadays, is just that like I feel this anxiety all the time. Right now in the last month of not working at Apple, where like although I'm really enjoying what I'm doing and I'm very happy with the products that I'm creating, like there's always this anxiety of like I'm not making any money right now. That's scary as shit. And I would just like to, by sometime next year, I want to be self-sustained by my art. I don't know if that means by video or music, probably more video, maybe both. I don't know. But like just making, you know, like a minimum wage job every month, basically. Just enough so I can pay rent and buy food. And like, you know, like if I have a little more so that I can also like go out with friends, hey, that'd be great. But at the end of the day, my main goal is to like really just get enough. But it's so weird because right now when you compare it to $0, all I can think about is like, man, I wish I could like make some money. And it's like, it's such a weird thing because all I want money to do is to do what I'm already doing. So it's not like I have some like big goal of like, yeah, dude, I want fucking crazy cars or like a big house. Like, I don't give a fuck. I really just don't care. All I want money from or for is just to live and make videos and music. That's all I want to do. It's very interesting. But that's the goal. No. That's the goal, is to actually make this like sustainable. Because right now it's great, but you know, I could keep doing this for, I don't know, like let's just say a year or something, and then I'm out of savings, and then what? Like it can only go like this for so long unless I start like, unless it at least cancels out how much it costs. Yeah.
I feel you.
So that's the goal, man. We'll figure it out.
Nah, you definitely on the way there. Like I said, Tyler gonna be hitting your phone soon. So you ain't have to worry about no money for a minute. They gonna be like, How much for a sponsorship?
Yeah, we'll see, bro.
I need 100K a year.
We'll see. I've only ever done one sponsorship, and it was like very fine.
Who was it?
It was with, you remember Jump Bikes, man?
Jump Bikes?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
They were one of the many fucking like bikes that were like, remember before like Lime?
Oh,
like everything, like
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I was sponsored by them. They were bought by Uber, and I used them like every day. And my buddy Micah was like, "Dude, just reach out, because I'd reached out to so many different brands, and I thought like little brands, and they wouldn't hit me back. And I was like, okay, and we did it, and they're like, yeah, all right. We were like, oh shit, and it was just so small. We made a video, and it was really fun, and we got like $50 or some shit. And I think the $50 was like only credit towards other jump bikes. But to me, that was just might as well just be money, because I use jump bikes all the time.
Yeah.
That age. So that's the only sponsorship I've ever done.
That's crazy.
That and the partner program I did, where I like worked for that company and made videos for them. But like that's just a job, basically.
Yeah,
like,
basically. Yeah.
So it's interesting, man.
This close to getting the EA sponsorship.
Yeah.
This close.
Wow. EA is a much bigger company.
This close. All because I played a damn video game. Really good. It's the only reason why.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when they would have found out that I was a child,
yeah,
it would have been a bad day.
Yeah.
Been a very bad day.
They would have been in trouble.
They've been like, I don't know if we could legally let you play.
Well, their bosses would have been like, how did you not know this? How did you not find this out before inviting this child
here?
Right.
They needed legal parent consent to even come over here. Yeah, nah. Because like they were only going to pay for me. So like my grandma was like, I'm not sending you over there to get kidnapped. Right. Like she really thought I was going to get kidnapped.
Shit to do, yeah.
And I was like, I know it's for the game. She's like, that's how they get all you kids.
Those video games, bro.
Damn, she gonna be dying. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, damn, she really think I'm about to get kidnapped by EA. That's crazy.
They say it's EA, but it could be someone else.
It could be someone else. I'm like, Mom.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, you're right. It could have been somebody else for all I know.
Shit, that'd be crazy.
Would have went over to these headquarters and been like, hi, I'm here for the give me here. Yeah.
Bro's on a whole other storyline right now.
This is why you can't take me nowhere, bro. That's why you can't take me nowhere, because I am going to act a fool with whole food. All right. I only got like a couple more questions.
That's great.
So we talked about your goals. We talked about your favorite thing. Last little bit. What we got next coming up?
Yeah.
If you don't want to spoil it, you
no,
can.
I do.
Okay.
Only a little. There's certain things. Yeah.
Spoil whatever you want to.
Okay. Well, it's an interesting thing. There's a lot of people know about it, and a lot of people don't. It's funny. I told pretty much everyone at Apple that I was moving to New York. Outside of that, pretty much no one. Like I mentioned in my last video about quitting Apple, I was like, I'm also moving. Like that's a part of the video, and that's all I
could say. Yeah, I was.
And I even mentioned at the end, like, and I'm in the process of moving, and I had so many like family friends, just like reaching out, like, where are you moving? I responded, and I had a couple comments to that too, and I responded. I just literally responded to all of them with TBA to be announced. Because I'm like, I'm not trying to make a whole thing out of it until I'm there.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's interesting because that's definitely what's next. I don't mind talking about it here. I don't think my family friends are going to find it, but
I mean,
maybe they will. And then there you go.
By the time this comes out, you're probably going to be there.
Hey, that's the idea. But that's what's next. That's what's next. I'm to be really transparent about it. I'm gonna try and make it music a lot more often, like I mentioned. When it comes to videos, there's a way more rigid plan. I'm gonna be posting super frequently on, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts or whatever. But like short form stuff, nearly daily, if not daily, like because that's the job. And then in addition to that, there's also gonna be like a video, like a proper YouTube video, similar to the one about me leaving Apple, where there's just more effort. It's like not going to be everywhere. It's only on YouTube. So if you want to watch it, like I'll, talk about it, but it's going to be hard getting people to go over and watch that, but it's going to be way more artistic, less formulaic, because there's something nice about like a formula or like a tradition, not tradition, a schedule. That comes with like consistent social media content, which, like I mentioned before, just kind of naturally grows, which is a weird world to live in. It used to be so hard to do that. And now, like, ever since TikTok, it's like, you just make a video every day. They're like, yeah, we'll just give you views. I'm like, what?
Well, okay, if I knew that, I would have been doing that.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to do. And then, yeah, but just like a lot of the main reason I've been really hush-hush about it is because a lot of the content is very focused around New York. I mean, I'm going to be visiting different coffee shops in New York as like a video series. I'm gonna be interviewing local artists that I've already kind of got some people that I want to talk to, which is great. Not as elaborate as this, I'll be honest, but like some quick short form type of stuff. And I want to do just a lot of different series of photos, things that are going on in the city, just all sorts of different things that are like, I love making videos, and I'd hope at this point after 8 years, I think I'm really good at it. The hardest part is finding something interesting to make a video about. And in a city like that, it's way easier. And that's the whole reason I really want to go. Because there's just shit going on all the time. And there's always stuff to do. And there's so much density. There's so much stuff in like a block that you can make a video about. And so tons of just lighthearted, easy, fun, energetic videos on social media of that. And then in addition, like bigger videos. So the next big video I want to make, last one being I quit my job at Apple. Quite a headline.
Yeah.
Next headline is, I haven't fully decided the name yet, but it's something along the lines of like moving to New York City with nothing. Because that is exactly what I'm doing. It's not clickbait. None of it's clickbait. It's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so it's, like I only want to make videos about like larger topics and have that be like, oh shit, there's like a new like video. Like, yeah, he posts every day. It's like, no, but there's like a new video. And then, yeah, more music more often, but I'm just going fully in on video and music.
Okay.
That's what's coming up. New York's coming really soon. And once it starts, it's not going to stop. So that's why I'm like enjoying the calm before the storm. Just, little talks, little interviews, and hanging out with friends. And then it's just going to be grinding nonstop. Hey, can you hang out? Probably not.
Nah, yeah.
I'm editing.
Yeah.
I'm filming. Like,
I got
constantly.
I got my schedule's booked for today.
And
you can try in February next year.
As much as I make it sound like it's an issue, we both know I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I love being busy. And it's hard not being able to hang out with people, but like, of course I'll make time every now and then. But like for the most part, I enjoy my work more than anything. Like that's all I want to do. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm so fucking excited.
I'm so happy for you, bro. I'm so happy. Hey, if you need to Who This podcast to pull up on you in New York.
Just let me know when you're in town. Really though.
Let me know when you need me in town.
I'm just gonna be there. You just come up whenever.
I will pull up. I will pull up.
Literally anytime.
All right, that's all I had to hear.
Yeah.
All I had to hear. We're gonna do a New York episode edition. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's in Central Park, bro.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
That's where I'm gonna spend most of my time. I already know that.
Okay.
I love Central Park. My favorite place on earth.
Man, well, I've only been to New York twice. The first time I went to Central Park, I had a tour guide my first time, luckily. Wow. Appreciate you. But yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't know how you're gonna live there, because I personally that's too many buildings. That's too many skyscrapers.
I love it. I also love it because of Central Park though. Like that's what makes it work for me. In that it's literally like a poetic place to me, where it's just like you've got arguably like the most famous city in the world with all these crazy buildings and all these like crazy venture capitalists of like trying to get every little square foot and rent up the rent as much as possible. All this madness. But then there's this massive park smack in the middle that no one's allowed to touch. It has to stay just like that. And it's preserved really well. And there's always artists in there just doing their thing. And it's, like I said, it's just massive and beautiful. And I'm like, dude, there's just something so, it's just awesome that's a thing that's real.
Like that's
utopia to me.
Spent the whole day there and still didn't get to explore the whole park.
Exactly. It's beautiful. It's beautiful and
humongous.
There's art everywhere.
Humongous.
Musicians and literal painters and
stuff for you to do.
Dancers.
Everything.
Yeah. Love Central Park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Central Park. Yeah, Central Park is definitely a vibe.
Mm.
I might. Yeah,
We're gonna do a podcast there.
yeah. I might be there the first week you move.
There it is. Wow, that's crazy. I'll keep you posted on that then.
Huh?
I said I'll keep you posted on
All
that.
right, that's
then,
a bet. That's a
whenever that
bet.
actually happens.
That's
Yeah.
a bet. Well, folks, that's it. That's it. That's all I got for y'all guys today. Today was so much fun. I'm so glad I was able to interview my guy today. Before we close it out, is there anything you would like to plug before we end the show for these guys today?
Absolutely. Avery J, Avery space Jay. It's right there. Just for music, find me on any streaming platform. I don't care which one you use. No hard feelings. Just go find me, follow me, listen to my new song All Alone.
All Alone.
And then on YouTube and Instagram, Luke J TV. I make a lot of fun videos. Maybe you'll like them, maybe you won't. Find out for yourself and then decide. It's a good time. I think they're great. So
I think they are too.
Thank you.
Hey, and then to keep up on any updates about the podcast, like I said earlier, everything is going to be down in link in the description below. I can't talk today.
There it is.
But yeah, everything is going to be down in the description below. Just give the different pages a different follow and everything like that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we out.